Welcome to Reaction with E, man. Let's get into it. Watch this little cop reaction about these corrupt cops, bro. Let's get into it. Let's get it.
Are so evil, there is no choice but to lock them up. From a cop arrested for speaking with minors,
Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
No, I never even heard of that account.
to a cop committing crimes that gave him 200 years in prison.
In law enforcement, I don't 3 years on, but everything's about your rep.
Absolutely.
And I don't want this to fall on my rep.
Here are the most corrupt cops ever to receive the badge, starting with the case of a man who knew the law better than the corrupt cops who were trying to arrest him.
I'm not giving you any ID.
If you don't, you'll go to jail.
The New Smyrna Beach Police Department launched an internal investigation into these three cops after they were accused of illegally detaining a man who appeared to be doing nothing wrong.
They just don't want you up here anymore.
Okay.
They said you're asking for money and stuff like that.
It's hearsay. I say I'm not asking for money.
This is Army veteran Jeff. He was standing outside a local bar raising awareness for homeless veterans when the manager called the cops on him. He's being asked to leave, but it seems as though he knows his rights. However, this cop isn't happy when he starts to argue with him.
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not causing anybody any trouble. If he doesn't like it, I'm on the public sidewalk. He doesn't have any authority over me.
Okay, well, you can't be asking people for money and stuff like that.
Even if I was asking people for money, it's still not being.
Okay, well, that's technically against the city ordinance.
City ordinance is unconstitutional. All right, well, have a good night.
Well, I'm not done with you, so. You guys told?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you can ask him for money?
Yeah. When I went out there, he was on our sidewalk.
Is that okay if he just stays on the public sidewalk? And I'd rather he did than that. He's not going to leave. This dude's being, yeah, he's holding a sign saying God bless America. Doesn't want to identify himself, saying he doesn't have the right to record me, stuff like that.
In Florida, it's completely legal to record a cop doing their duty in a public place, as long as it's from a safe distance and doesn't obstruct the officer in any way. In fact, if you're in a situation where you feel threatened by the police, it's advisable you begin to record for your own safety.
Can you just move along for me? That's all they want you.
You darn right I'm gonna record. Hey. But we all know corrupt cops out here in this world, bro.
I'm not moving along. I put in my heart to stand here and say this, and this is where I'm going to stand.
Okay.
I'm not answering any further questions. I've never been on their property or anything like that.
He said you were on your property. On the
Yes, sir, I
property.
was not on their property. And he might be incorrect or misinformed about where his property line begins and ends. I've been standing right here the whole time, saying God bless.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
You are on a public
My
sidewalk.
bad.
They're saying that you are asking for money, and they have every right to have you move along. And since we're here because they called for you, we have to identify you.
I'm not giving you any ID.
If you don't, you'll go to jail.
Can I reach back my ID?
It's
This is my ID.
you want to play that game?
I'm not showing you anything else. At this point, I'm invoking my right to remain silent. I'm invoking my right to have my attorney present during the question.
What that sign say? God bless. What it say? God bless to the homeless.
Your attorney has nothing to do with us. Okay? Your attorney has to do with court. That's not us. We have the right during an investigation to identify you.
I'm not identifying myself.
Okay, so you're going to end up
All
going
right.
to
I
jail.
told him my name is Jeff, and that's all I'm giving you.
Have
Am
to
I being
identify.
detained at this point?
Yes.
For what?
For the identification of you, which is an investigation that they started.
Okay, I'm not giving any identification. I'd like to remain silent.
Okay. At this point, you're being detained. Okay. So, I see this.
Man, let that man be homeless.
Good.
I don't consent to any searches. I don't consent to any.
But you're right now. I'm making sure you have no knives on you. You're breaking the law. What's this?
There's 2 magazines in my left pocket.
Okay. I want to make sure that you understand that you're forcing a hand that doesn't need to be forced. Have you guys been out here the whole time?
Yeah, I've been in and out.
Is he asking for money?
He was standing out here with the sign. I didn't hear him ask for money. No.
Okay. So
Either way, my employee's uncomfortable with him standing out here.
okay, I'll contact Sergeant. But if he's out here, there's not much we can do about that, especially since if he's not begging for money. Man,
So even though my employee's uncomfortable and now I know he's armed, that's okay.
which he's legally allowed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't. A lot of people are legally allowed to be that shouldn't be, apparently.
So, to put it simply, Jeff hadn't broken any laws whatsoever. He was standing on public property, raising awareness for something completely protected by free speech, and any issues the employees had with that were their problem.
The employees. Y'all the one that corrupt. Let that man be. He ain't whooped that mug out. He kept it whoop on him. Man, look, D. Ray Davis said this in his comedy. I can't be homeless. They got 24-hour gym memberships out here. I'm gonna get a membership. Try to move me out here. I'm about lifting weights 24 hours a day. You try to get me up out of here when I'm looking like Caught Diesel.
I just asked the guy who's sitting on the porch, and he says he didn't hear you beg for money. And so the only person who has a complaint about you standing on city property, which is not his problem, which is what I was explaining.
Jeff was allowed to leave, and this should have been where the story ended. But there's one thing we haven't mentioned. At the time of this stop, panhandling, or asking strangers for money, was not illegal in the state of Florida. This means that not only was Jeff harassed and falsely arrested for a crime he didn't commit, but it wasn't even a crime in the first place. These cops have a lot to explain, and things only got worse.
At approximately 19:27 hours on Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, were you dispatched to a call for service identified as a suspicious person at the New Smyrna Brewery located at 143 Canal Street?
Yes.
What did they tell you?
The call note started out saying that there was a male dressed in all black. Originally, he was asking for money from people outside there, and that's all I read because I was right around the corner from the scene.
So what crime were you intending to investigate there?
Well, at that point, they said that he was at or in the business, and the business owner just wanted him to be moved along.
Do they call that panhandling or asking for money is what it said in the call notes?
Yes.
Is panhandling a crime or a city ordinance violation?
It's not a city ordinance violation.
Why did you tell Mr. Gray that asking for money is technically against city ordinance?
At that point, I thought panhandling was a city ordinance violation.
What's the state statute refer to?
Like if you're blocking, like stepping out in traffic, blocking people's right to move.
So it's a 316 violation for some type of impediment of traffic.
Right.
If
It's
you're
traffic violation.
soliciting or entering traffic patterns, right? That wasn't the case here, was it?
No.
Okay.
A 316 violation in this case includes any situation where a pedestrian walks on a road where there is a
Bad, y'all. I don't know why you doing that.
move away due to traffic. But as Jeff was on the sidewalk, he wasn't guilty of obstructing any traffic. That's the first problem revealed. But things get even worse when this officer is asked if there was even a crime committed at all.
Did you have any reasonable or articulable suspicion that
My bad. The video keep clipping out. I mess around because I'm going back and forth between my this what I use to stream rack to the video, and don't mess around and clicking the wrong thing. My bad, man. But yeah, man. Because this video is supposed to be about corrupt cops, but I don't see the corruption yet. Or maybe I'm just blind.
Mr. Gray committed, was committing, or was about to commit a crime or a violation of city ordinance?
At that point, I believed he might have. So that's why I went back out and re-engaged with him. I thought we had something maybe stirring up.
So at this point, you're still thinking panhandling is a city ordinance violation,
Yes.
and you're acting on that assumption
Yes.
to try to continue the investigation.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually, like when we investigate other crimes and stuff like that, we listen to both sides of the stories, come back, talk to each other. I don't know where that happened, maybe because he was flustered with him.
Do you think that would have been a more prudent course of action to continue the investigation and figure out what's going on?
I do, yes.
Rightly, this officer is starting to sense that he might be in a spot of trouble. But instead of taking this on the chin, he instead starts to pin some of the blame on his partner.
Did you hear Officer Beatty tell Mr. Gray that if he didn't identify himself, he was going to go to jail?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I definitely think that when he got there, that the course of action.
Let that man livelihood. He got a family. That man's scared, bro.
He took probably was not the best one, and I kind of wish that we would have went back and had him talk to the business owner, and then have him talk to me. I think that we skipped over that step, and he went straight to going hands-on with him.
Taking a look at Officer Beatty's investigation.
Oh yeah, he looked like one of those cops back in the hood. but back in the day when I was doing some stupid stuff, I was cool with all the police. Not cool to the point where I'm telling them what's going on, but they be like, man, get up out of here. They was whatever his name was, Thrasher. Man, he was like the cop that's supposed to be me, but man, he looked like this guy right here looked like he also like he like I'm tough guy.
Tape, it seems that both of the officers have realized their mistakes, but still claim that they were right to place Jeff in handcuffs at the time, even suggesting that he was baiting them into it.
During the call, I was under the impression that he was actually on private property and trespassed, that he was asked to leave, and that his waitresses were scared. Looking back, hindsight, I could have investigated further.
He was baiting. No question about it. This guy was probably, in my opinion, doing stuff that would elicit the very call that came into to dispatch that he wanted in order to create the confusion.
A good cop who knows the law and knows how to exercise it shouldn't even be able to be baited in the first place. It's concerning that
Yeah, if you know your law, bro, you shouldn't let nobody bait you. You know the procedures on what to do. But we are human. But they gonna still hold that law against you because police supposed to know that law from the front to the back. Like how they think that like they supposed to know the law, but not they don't know. It's more civilians know the law better than police.
a man simply standing on public property, spreading awareness for a good cause, can be mistreated by police officers and told he's at fault for their mistake. Luckily, there are good cops out there, and the final officer involved in the investigation got straight to the point when asked to describe his point of view.
I asked BD why he was detained, and he told me that he was detained because he was refusing to identify himself. And I said, well, for what crime are you investigating? And he said that he was investigating panhandling. And he said it's against city ordinance. And I told him, no, it's not against city ordinance. And he said, well, it's against state statute as well. And I said, it's not against state statute. I told him, I said that from what you're telling me, it sounds like you had no legal authority to seize the gentleman or his firearm. If you don't have a crime to investigate, you can't seize the person.
It's unknown what happened to these cops after the investigation, but we can only hope that they received the same treatment as the cops in Patrick Mumford's case. Patrick was just getting back home when two officers confronted him, claiming there were warrants out for his arrest. What the cops didn't realize, though...
So to wrap up the other guy, basically, the restaurant guy called in a complaint, so this guy was out here with his gun, showing his gun and scaring his employees. The officer came up, instead of doing proper questioning, he went into probably his emotions and was going based off the dude vibe. So he based off emotions, so he locked the dude up probably because dude was probably, combating with him. So now that's why they said that's a corrupt cop, because he followed by the book. Bro, I get that you're supposed to follow by the book if you're a cop, but bro, we human, bro. What about your job? You followed everything by the book? And I ain't saying, the cops are with the cops. I ain't against them either, but I'm just saying, come on, bro. This man in front of us, yeah, he expressed his right, but bro, you got a gun by established right here. I don't think that's corrupt, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Is that the warrants were for a completely different man, but this didn't seem to bother them.
What's your name? I'm going to ask you one more time. We probably need to talk to you. So, stand up. Try and put your hands in the car. What happened?
Patrick is justifiably nervous here after suddenly being confronted by multiple police officers, but still manages to give the cops his name. However, they decide that they don't believe him, and instead of asking for an ID or trying to confirm his identity in any way, they immediately decide to do this instead.
What I do? Man, what I do? Y'all ain't telling me what I do, man. You got a warrant. He just came back from his probation officer.
I got taser. You coming out? You coming out? Come out.
Get your hands out now. You got 3 seconds. Hold on, man. 3 seconds. Do not reach. Get up. Put your hands on the car. Show me the warrant.
Come out.
Show me the warrant.
2.
All right, take it.
All right, move. You coming out or not? Come out. You got a warrant. I'm not telling you again.
Dang, bro, you got a warrant? Man, come on. Either what I'm thinking is either they already had interaction with this guy before. See, it looked like they in the hood. These certain white cops don't need to surveillance the hood. This comedian said it best. D-Ray there, all he be speaking that real. Why are white people that never been in the hood police in the hood? Why? You don't know how our lingo. You don't know our dialogue. Why are you in the hood if you don't know hood etiquette? The man frustrated. He talking about you talking about tasing because of a warrant, bro. Well, he got a warrant for murder, or is a warrant for a license? Show them. Come on, you got to show the man the warrant. And I know I said last video, yeah, but come on, bro. Yeah, man. Stupid.
You better get out of the car. 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 Move, Fox, move.
It took just 38 seconds from the police making first contact to giving the order to tase him. According to
But in the defense of the police, I know how the police operate. If they telling me I got a warrant, I'm not about to fight back with them. 'Cause 9 times out of 10, I'll give a bit of a doubt. 8 times out of 10, you know you got a warrant. Stop trying to win. Stop trying to hold court on the street, bro. You live to fight another day when you go up in that courthouse and let the judge and the jury decide if it is a bigger crime. Because once you face to face with them, bro, you don't tell how left it can go, bro. I don't come back with the police. In my younger days, yes. But if I'm an adult man, I'm not going back and forth with the police. It's not going to happen. I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm not going back and forth with them, bro. Especially when they got the drop on me. Take me to jail. But I get a lawyer or whatever I got to do. You got to go take me to jail, bro. Point blank, period.
To the cops, Patrick was given numerous reasonable opportunities to comply with officers, but because of his resistance, they were left with no choice but to stun him. But even after being tased and detained, the cops still aren't finished roughing Patrick up.
Something was going on, man. Just off me, man.
He keeps reaching for his back.
Ah!
Quit resisting. I got him, guys. Just search whatever he's going for.
The cops searched Patrick to try and find whatever he was reaching for, assuming he was hiding a weapon of his own. But predictably, they find nothing other than his wallet. This would end up being a blessing for Patrick, though, as inside his wallet, the cops found his ID.
I just seen this fucking lady.
Patrick Mumford.
This lady not gonna tell me that I got a warrant. I just seen her.
Here's the deal, dude.
How long I had a warrant?
I don't know if you got a warrant because you're not who I'm looking for. But here's the deal. When we ask you for ID because you look a lot like the person we're
Whoa! The black guy looked like the other black guy. We heard this before. That is ain't corrupt, stupid. Stop thinking every black person look like. Do I think every white person look alike if they old? But I ain't going to tackle them.
You give us ID, and when you start this whole fighting nonsense, dude, all you had to do is give me this.
But the way you came up, asked me out of nowhere.
Remember, the cops never once asked for Patrick's ID during the initial interaction. In a later report, the cops also stated that they were worried he was reaching for a weapon when he was...
Man, get on my nerves, bro. How you just gonna come up to somebody out the blue, bro? What you sit? Woosah.
shuffling back in the car. So, do you think they would have been okay with him reaching into his back pocket for his wallet? He wasn't given any chance to correctly identify himself, but now the cop is patronizing him and saying he caught a case he didn't need to get. And above all, he's still being manhandled and forced onto the hood of their patrol vehicle.
What's the guy name? Is there someone here to stay here that looks like you? Think about it.
Hey, Jack. Yeah. That's what he's looking for.
Tell him. Who does he look a lot like?
I don't know.
He knows who it is.
So who is it?
Michael?
He is not Michael.
Okay, I know that now.
Oh, they thought he was my son? Yes. Really? They don't even look nothing alike? And then besides that,
The picture that we got, they look exactly.
Oh, wow. I'm looking at that picture. I mean,
It's not far off. Okay, are we wrong?
For the record, this is the man they're looking for. It's difficult to draw even a single similarity in appearance, but the cops apparently saw so many that they were comfortable with discharging a weapon at Patrick. Patrick was initially charged with obstruction and violating probation, and was fixed to lose his job and position at college. Thankfully, though, an internal investigation was launched into the 4 officers on the scene, and it was concluded that they didn't follow proper procedure. All 4 of the officers were suspended, and
Why y'all block? They're gonna block the bug shot out. Yeah, suspended. Wow, typical. I wish I could get suspended if I run up in somebody's house and said, a white person's house, I thought you were the slave master that hit my grandmother all them years ago.
Patrick was awarded with a settlement of $100,000. Being arrested because of mistaken identity is harrowing enough, but being arrested because of the color of your skin must be terrifying, especially when a cop wants to play games. On July 15th, 2018.
That's it, man. I'm stopping right there, bro. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, reaction with E. Until the next video, man. Go.